Good morning, beautiful meditators. Great to have you on board. Happy midweek. We're just going to do it again and again and again and again and again. And we're never going to stop because we recognize that consciousness is the base of everything. And when we get our consciousness right, everything else unfolds beautifully. So welcome. Going to make sure that you're muted here. There we go. Nice deep breath. Remember, all we're looking to do is to establish a higher state of consciousness that then takes care of all issues, all worldly concerns. But of course, it's the human proclivity to try to take care of human concerns first in order to establish the state of consciousness. When I get everything just right, then my consciousness, my state of being will feel better. But that's exactly backwards. And the world still, after all these millennia, doesn't get it as a collective. So the world continuously makes the same mistakes over and over and over again. We get smarter, we get more high tech, but it doesn't mean that the experience of living is much improved. It just means it's more comfortable, but also more dangerous at the same time. Consciousness first, the world second. This is the great teaching. Welcome if you're joining on the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram feed. We get together every morning to be, and then let that well-being spread and resonate throughout the day. It works, it really does. Swallow once, circle your jaw around. Relax, take a load off. Turn over your cares and worries to something far greater than yourself, which of course is a higher state of consciousness. It's not a thing, it's not a embodiment, it's not a mechanism, it's a consciousness, it's a state of being. And as we get up every morning diligently and do our meditation, put consciousness first, we're just going to have an endless litany of before and after stories of where we were faced with extinction or annihilation or deprivation or something negative, and consciousness overcame it. As it always does. Until you do that enough and you realize you can never be extinguished, you can never be annihilated, you can never be hurt, bothered, or wounded in any way by life. And then you're enlightened. It's a bit of a process, isn't it? Let's chant Om together to prove our point. Big inhale. Om. Okay, now enter into the doorway of the sanctuary for a couple minutes by feeling whatever you're feeling, being 100% authentic, honest, face to face with your experience of being right in this moment. with whatever impingements or conditions or circumstances seem to be impinging on you. Just feel your consciousness itself. Breathe it. Relax into it. Don't struggle. Don't fight to try to change your experience of life. Fighting, struggle, resistance seems like we're always fighting and struggling and resisting against something. But what we're really troubled with is fighting, struggling, and resistance in and of itself. When that relaxes, there's no more enemy or opposition or other side to try to defeat or that might defeat you. Good. Now, feeling the accumulation of life such as you currently feel it, we'll do one more Om, and then we'll do the ding, and we'll be off into our 20 minutes, and we'll rendezvous at 7:30 for a fun little conversation. Okay, my beautiful friends, I'll see you at 7:30. Meditate relaxedly, beautifully, peacefully, using your mantra. Good. And feel yourself start to come back into your smaller physical body, the vehicle that you ride around in all day long. It's nice to cultivate this sensitivity that our consciousness can expand far beyond our physical vehicle. And then come back and we can drive around in our vehicle as we want. Wiggle your fingers and toes and swish extra super feel good through yourself. The good stuff, the top shelf, extra super feel good. Better than anything you'll find at the bar. Trust me. I tried. All right, open up your eyes a little bit. Blinkety blink, blink, blink. Whoa, we're back. Sure is good to see all my friends, my delightful gang of meditators. We're a gang. It's West Side Story, man, and we're ganging up on the forces of repression and resistance and opposition and struggle and just learning how to relax and enjoy our lives. So before and after, right? So we're always involved in a before and after scenario, and the in any moment we're living in the after of a previous before, and right now we're in the before that's going to demonstrate as a later after. And if that made sense, you're smarter than I am. But in a general sense, we're always transitioning from one world to the next world. And I was thinking today that doesn't the world always present an extinction event of some sort, whether it's on the collective, maybe you're a group of dinosaurs 65 million years ago when the meteor hit, the asteroid hit that destroyed all the dinosaurs. It's like, poof, no more dinosaurs. But aren't we always faced with that in our day-to-day life as individuals? It's like something's going to get us, right? And God only knows. There's so many things it could be. It could be the Russians. It could be the Ukrainians. It could be the opposite political party that you hate. It could be a disease. It could be COVID. It could be. There's always an extinction event coming, right? So as humans, what are we going to do? We're going to resist. We're going to identify it, and we're going to struggle against it, and we're going to gird our loins, and we're going to tense up, and we're going to develop an arsenal of nuclear weapons inside of our personal toolkit that's able to annihilate anything that may come up against us. Except how frequently is what comes up against you? You have no idea it's even coming. I got to tell you, man, for me, a kidney stone, like the thing that, like my own little personal annihilation event, my little variation of it, I didn't see that coming. No way to prepare for that. So the only way to really gird ourselves and to prepare and to get ready for the next transformation is entirely in consciousness. It doesn't mean that we don't, sweep the leaves out of the gutter and don't get our roof fixed and don't get our tires, fill up our tires with air. That's just natural worldly stuff. But it's the work and consciousness that we do that allows us to let go of the resistance and the fear and the worry and the dread. Because if you really think about it, it's not the worldly event that's the bad thing. It's the fear, the worry, the resistance, and the dread and the unhappiness that are states of consciousness that are only addressed by addressing our state of consciousness. No amount of trying to massage, rearrange, readjust, control, or manipulate the outside world will ever be just right so that it then produces a state of consciousness that is satisfactory and pleasing. It's exactly backwards. And the world just keeps doing it generation after generation after generation, ad infinitum, off into infinity, until an individual says, enough of that stupid treadmill. I get it. I've been annihilated enough times. Haven't you really? Haven't you been through enough personal extinction events where you really get it once and for all? You're never going to be annihilated. You're never going to be extinguished. you're just going to go through various states of consciousness. So now is a good time to establish a higher, more beautiful, more perfect, more pristine, more harmonious place of consciousness that doesn't struggle, resist, and fight. And that's what we're doing every morning when we meditate. Have a beautiful day. Send me any thoughts on this. See you all tomorrow, and we'll continue to raise our consciousness to cleverly avoid any more extinction events. Amen. See you.